Hello, hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching me from. For those who don't know me, my name is Yewande Faloyin, and I am an ex-McKinsey consultant and Morgan Stanley VP turned certified executive leadership coach. And I'm going to dive straight into our topic of the week. And today we're going to be talking all about advice, right? And what to do when it feels like that advice isn't working anymore. So, given the fact that I know many of you who kind of watch my weekly shows and follow me and follow kind of my posts and what I do are super ambitious, right? And you're the ones who I love to work with because you've always got something else that you're going for. But often, what happens within our what's often a pretty exciting trajectory is we get to a point where the advice that we're getting, while it still seems insightful and interesting, it just doesn't feel like it's working anymore, right? And this might be advice from your mentors, um, from confidants, could be from your family members, from friends, but often people who you hold in high regard, right? And you hear what they have to say, they seem to understand what it is that you're trying to achieve. And for whatever reason, the things that you're hearing aren't actually translating into results. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Why that advice may feel like it's not working anymore, and then what you can do to actually turn that advice into tangible returns on your investment in terms of the time that you're spending and also the effort that you're putting in. So, starting us off, I thought first that I would do a quick Google search because if in doubt, go straight to Google um, to find out the top leadership career advice. And three came up consistently. The first was being bold and fearless and taking risks. The second, rendering yourself invaluable. And then the third talked about expanding your horizons with new opportunities. And there are lots and lots of different bits of advice that we get from Google or from our trusted confidants. And this advice, right, one of those three or maybe something else more recently, is likely similar to the type of advice that you've received throughout your career. Again, possibly from mentors, from friends who you hold their words in high regard, from maybe colleagues who are a little bit more senior from you. And again, as driven, ambitious, what I like to call diligent professionals, you likely have fantastic mentors and people around you who you seek to both inspire you based on the journey that they've led and also give you some of those tips on actions that will help shoot you to the next level of success. Because after all, it makes complete sense. If your mentor or the person who you're getting advice from has achieved something that you want, then it would be absolutely silly not to use their experience to get ahead of the game, right? Yeah. However, the default logic that often underlines these thoughts, right, around where we seek advice may be the very reason why the advice that you are getting is not actually working anymore. And here's a logic that I often hear, right? My mentor has taken a route to get to a similar place that I want to be. Therefore, they must know the best route for me to get to the actual place that I want to be. All right. I'm gonna repeat that again. So the logic sounds something like this. My mentor has taken a route to get to a similar place that I want to be. Therefore, they must know the best route for me to take to get to the actual place that I want to be. Again, believing this makes a lot of sense. There is comfort in knowing that there's a clear-cut answer out there that someone can give you because they've kind of gone through a similar path, right? Why do you think we all love Googling so much? Because ultimately, Google gives us the answer and then we can just run away and do it and then we're all good. Especially given that you likely also believe that knowledge is power, and the more that you know, the more successful you will be. This makes a lot of sense. But let me ask you these questions. If the most, actually, no, I'll ask you this first. Is the most knowledgeable person in the world also the most successful, most senior, and most effective leader? No. Is there anyone who really knows the exact route that you need to take to get to where you uniquely want to be? Again, no, right? The reason advice from your mentors isn't working is often because of three things. One, you believe there is this secret silver bullet answer that you just haven't been privy to yet. Two, you're over relying on your mentors to give you the exact answer that will fast track you to your goals. And three, you're using your mentor for expertise in areas that require a different type of expertise. Ultimately, you're using your mentor like Google, i.e., a knowledge commodity, without any clarity about how you will actually apply those insights to create the success that you want. What if instead of using your mentor as a sort of Google, instead you saw your mentors so instead of using your mentors as Google, right, seeing them as a generic source of information who have the perfect answer that you need, instead you chose to saw each person, whether your mentor or someone else, right, but each person that you interact with as a unique resource to help you accelerate to your desired goal. And what if instead of starting by focusing on the other person, i.e., the mentor, what it is they've achieved, how their experience can apply to you, you actually start by focusing on yourself. And this is exactly what I like to call the limitless leader does, right? These limitless leaders, they are the most successful in the world. So think elite athletes, inspiring leaders, admired personalities. And they effectively create a diverse team of, again, what I like to call chief acceleration officers. So you have your mentors, your sponsors, your coaches, your trainers, sometimes also therapists come into that. But this team, this diverse team, are people who can help them and help you to fast track to their and your unique specific goals. So instead of seeing these people, each of these people is like a generic knowledge commodity who can help you in some way to get through. Limitless leaders 100% understand the unique value of each of those individuals in their team of chief acceleration officers or CAOs, and the value of investing their time, their energy, and resource into each relationship. Because there is an absolute clear understanding of what these people bring for them and what their unique expertise and skill sets are, limitless leaders also understand the value of each unique relationship, right? They are super clear about the ROI, so the return on investments, and the results that they want to actually achieve. Therefore, when they're in these conversations, whether with a coach or a mentor or a sponsor or a trainer or a therapist, they actually take the lead in steering the relationship to create the return on investment and the success that they desire, which is very different from treating everyone like a generic commodity and like Google, because there's so much more value in each relationship. Finally, just like with financial investments, limitless leaders are super excited to actually invest in and nurture each relationship because they now have the clarity around the relationship and the value that each person brings. They are super confident about what it is they're looking to actually achieve from each partnership. And the unique partnerships actually help them to create and compound the ROI that will help them to effortlessly fast track to their next level of success. And then the next, and then the next. So the big takeaway here, your mentors are great. I love a great mentor. You are great. However, if you aren't clear about the unique magic of that relationship, nor do you have other critical chief acceleration officers around you, so sponsors, coaches, trainers, maybe therapists in your corner, you're limiting your potential and your success. So to step up into the limitless leader category, stop seeing your mentors as your main and or only source of knowledge. Instead, invest in nurturing a team of your chief acceleration officers, right? A team of those relationships, understanding the unique value of each person within that team. The compound return on investment will help you to effortlessly create that success, and probably greater success that you could ever imagine. Really excited to hear how you all get on with that. As always, if you're a diligent professional who has great mentors, but you aren't quite sure or can't quite seem to apply their advice in a way that gets you to where it is that you want, and you've been trying for a while, DM me with the word mentors, and I'd be more than happy to share more. Thank you so much for your time. Have an amazing rest of your day. As always, stay safe, stay focused, and stay energized. All right. See you guys next week.